How you doing, Cyprick? Hey, I'm making a video while I'm in the bathtub. You're not gonna start thinking I'm crazy again, are you? You know, you could just think, hey, this guy's actually free. He's not bothered by what people think of him because he knows judgment is a boomerang. Other people, I am not responsible for other people's illusions. Yeah, I can't be who I really am. I have to hide it because somebody will say something rude to me like Cyprick does. Damn it. This is so stupid of me to make this video. I should just delete it and act like it never happened. And never tell anybody. And it'll just rest in my memory like a cobweb I'll never be able to scrape away. Nah, fuck that. You remember how all this started, right? I said something. Actually, I was surprised you actually watched that video after we got to talking more. The video that you first commented on. It was an intense video. After I make some of those intense ones, I don't go back to watch them. So why did you watch it? I don't watch that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know I express things like that sometimes. Damn. Anyway, you said, but what if you're wrong? Well, I haven't been for a long time. I do get some things a little confused with people when I'm talking with them. That's a long story. I don't want to confuse you. I'm trying to keep this PG-13 and simple for you. Would you get my bag? I don't think you would have even said anything to me if you saw what I was like last year. I don't think you would have even tried. I feel like you would have thought the same thing most people did. Boy's cornbread is burnt. There's no hope. Yeah, it goes like that sometimes. That's what a lot of people thought. They thought I took myself to hyperspace with no return button, but I was wearing my seatbelt. Do you know what that seatbelt was? A strong foundation. Do you know what I was really doing? I was getting out a bunch of bullshit that I picked up from other people like you. People that wanted to say, it's not actually like that, Thomas. It's like this. Your imagination is too wide. You're going to go crazy with that, Thomas. You need to seek help because you're so free. And we don't like to see that, Thomas. Well, I got all that stuff out before you ever saw me, apparently. Somehow I feel like you have seen me before. I don't know. I had been keeping all of my expressions in because I was afraid of what people would think and what they would say. I was keeping my authentic expression tightly wound up in here. And I really wanted friends, God damn it. I really wanted somebody to hang out with me. But I never got to have that. And so I said, Fuck it. Why am I hiding who I am? It's not doing me any damn good. Trying to hide who I am for some semblance of friendship. Nobody comes to see me anyway. Fuck it. I'm gonna be exactly who I am. And if they don't like it, they'll get out of here real quick. And that's what happened. And it was kind of like pinball. You know, I was just bouncing off of people. And then, goal. The real friends. They showed up. Because I was being my real, authentic, genuine self without trying to hide who I am. They showed up. Better than that, even better than that, a number of my friends, they didn't think they wanted to remain on this earth. But then they saw me, and they saw they were not alone. So, choosing to express myself authentically saved lives. And in turn, they also saved mine. Because at that time, I was going through what I'm getting the feeling you won't understand, a hardcore spiritual awakening. It wasn't just, roses and daisies. Oh no. And the people that have been watching me for a long time, they remember. It was hardcore. And nobody knew what to say, except the people that saw they were not alone. And they left me good comments. Comments that were very nice, appreciative, showing gratitude for me expressing myself, for me having the bravery to, the courage to express myself in a world where people say, hey, you're being too real. They expressed their gratitude, which is entirely unlike the things that you try to say to me. Side prick. Now, let's experiment a little bit here. What would happen if you said something nice to me? Example. Look, man, I'm sorry I was being mean. I can see that it doesn't affect you. You just turn it into beauty. I will quit trying to tell you what you need, and I accept you for who you are. Whoa. Siley, thank you for saying that. I didn't expect that. You surprised me. I'm sorry I was being kind of rough back at you. I try not to do that to people anymore, but a lot of times I just give people what they're asking for. When somebody is saying something nasty to me, they're asking for me to say something nasty back because they just want to fight. But then they don't know what to say. And it'll take them like a week or two to think about it. And by that time, they've forgotten all the points I made. And they just go with their straight, vivid, authentic expression. And for that, I'm proud of them. But still, usually the nasty things they try to say later on are they're not grounded. They have no foundation. And so all I have to do is blow on their house of cards and it falls over. And the cycle repeats. They don't know what to say. And then a week later, after they've stewed over it for a while, then they say something again. Until we end up becoming friends. Do you know how many times this has happened? on my channel? Silik? Hundreds. But your channel don't seem that old, Thomas. It's not. When I was going through my hardcore spiritual awakening, some of the expressions I put out there were so intense. YouTube said, and they deleted that channel. 8,000 videos. 8,000 videos, which actually saved lives. Nice. I could have said, oh no, they deleted my channel. Hey, please give it back. I said, keep on keeping on, Silik.